We're live.
Ew.
We should be anyway.
We are also live.
What is up? What is up? What is up?
Not quite center on that.
Oh,
Are we not?
nope.
Oh, you're right. Where'd it go?
Hold on. We la bigger. Dang, you look like a freaking monster, Jacob.
Are you talking to yourself?
I'm just
No,
trying,
just having
I'm just
you
trying to get
tall.
like Jacob.
I tried to get a pump going on, and it still just doesn't even compare.
Hey, he's over here.
Bro, you're feeling the sleeves. Don't you lie.
Yeah, it's because I just pumped. But I'm still just not. I don't know. Our shoulder width maybe
Dude.
similar.
Dude!
Whatever. Keep
We
it.
may be
Dang!
there.
Dang!
That's about it, though.
Dang!
That's about it.
Dang! That boy getting thick. All right. What is up? Freestyle Friday. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Kadimah.
I'm Jacob.
And here we are, guys. We want to talk about do you even lift? Do you even lift, bruh?
Do you even
Or
lift?
Broette? Okay?
Yeah,
That's for
hold
the
on,
bros
hold on.
and for the broettes out there. Okay? I thought this was a
Casey said
pretty.
y'all are both thick.
So, thanks, Casey. I appreciate that, girl. Appreciate that, girl. All right. So, strength standards. We want to talk about it. I thought this was a pretty cool topic because we have a lot of data on strength standards and strength numbers and what's realistic because there's tons of outliers, and we typically as we focus on anything, so like I would say, like if you're really, really into science and you're really, really into, let's say, like rocket science, you think that the common knowledge that you have is what everybody should have, right? Or you think about, in our case, it would be like the fitness that we have. No, we have a more balanced perspective, but you forget sometimes that I call this the matrix. It's this magical place where you think that everything that you know in that is very normal, and it's not, right? And I realize this from the ways that we eat into the mindset that we have. It is not like the average population, so to speak, when it comes to knowing how to eat nutritionally and diet and etc. And so I figured this would be a cool way of kind of showing like what are some of the strength standards and what are they based upon, and kind of where our model lies in this, and why do we put such an emphasis on strength, and where this kind of follows. So I think this is a really cool subject for us to cover today. And so the information that we have is provided from exrx.net. This is a really cool website for nerds that are in the matrix, for nutrition and fitness related folks that are in the. But I would say if you're just looking to familiarize yourself with different exercise terms, to different standardized tests, this is a really cool website for that. Now, the strength standards that we have are based upon a couple factors, okay? We have an untrained person, a novice, meaning that they would have lifted between 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
Intermediate would be somewhere between 3 to 5 years. Advanced would be your 5+ years. And then elite would be,
You're probably getting paid to do it.
yes, you're probably getting paid to do it, and it probably is your sole focus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, how they come up with this data for the strength standards is based upon the 1950s standards of strength or data that's from 1950s until now. Pizza review.
Mm-hmm.
It's like watching Blair Witch. That's funny. Sorry, I'm finally catching up to the comments here. It's from the internet. It's true, bro.
Yeah, it's always
it's
true when
true.
it's from the internet.
All right, so if we go on the straight standards and we look at bench press for both men and women, and we'll just use our weight area.
Our body weights.
Yeah, our body weight area.
For at least the men.
Yeah, and then if you have a body weight that you'd like to discuss or know those strength standards, we'll put it in the comments and we'll give you the information on that.
All right. First up, when we're just talking about our weights, there goes 198 to 220. I'm somewhere in between that most of the time, 205 to 210.
Yep.
I'm
in that exact range. Yeah, I'm in that exact range.
He's somewhere in there. So we're just going to go right in between those two. So 198, if we're talking untrained, you're just like your first training session was last week. 135 on the bench press.
Yeah.
Okay, 135. 175 for those novice. So you've been training for a couple of years. You're still maybe you know what you're doing, maybe you're not, maybe you're just hanging out. Intermediate, okay, you've been in the gym for 3, 4, maybe even 5 years. You're doing stuff. You may not be doing any kind of strength cycle whatsoever. You just, hey, I go in the gym. I know I work out. I know to do my four sets of 10 or whatever it is. You're never really finding your 1 rep max, but you every once in a while, maybe once a year, you're like, oh, let me see where I'm at. Okay. Advanced is probably where our category is of, hey, we've been training 6+ years. We are finding those strength cycles on a regular basis. We're not getting paid to do it. We have other focuses that we focus on, but on a regular basis, we're probably following some kind of strength cycle.
Yep.
At advanced for 198, that's 290. Advanced at 220 weight, it's 305. And then in the elite category, once again, these are people that this is what they're focusing on. They get paid to do this. They're power lifter. They're doing some kind of training on a daily basis. This is all that they're worried about is these strength cycles. For the elite, 198 is 360 on the bench press. And at 220 weight, that's 380 for the elite category. And that's once again, that's the men who are like, you're getting paid to do this. Because I wouldn't say we're elite lifters by any means.
Well, I did freaking die.
But 360 to 380 on the bench press is quite elite at those body weights.
Yep, and this would be someone who specializes in powerlifting, which is actually where they get these numbers from. They are from the 1950s and up to present day, based upon the numbers that are available to us right now. So these standards of strength. What's cool about this is that's for the men. Yep, that is. I asked any ladies out there if they want to know what their weights are.
Don't worry,
I can
it's
tell
coming.
them.
It's coming, Jimbo. Your category's right here.
Jimbo, your category is coming right up.
Also, last time I won at max bench press was probably about a year ago, was 305. So I am somewhere in between advanced and elite. It's not phenomenal, but it's not bad. But we can do bench press off. Let's try it.
Okay.
Kadimah, what was your highest ever 1 rep max bench?
1,000 pounds.
No, my highest ever is 425.
425. So based upon that, you're over elite.
And I was 242 though at the time.
Okay. So even then,
yeah.
So he was 242. At 242, he needs to be about 395. So somebody should have been paying you to bench press.
Seriously, it should have been.
Somebody should have been paying you. All right, next up, ladies. Emily, how much you weigh?
141.
All right, so for someone such as Emily, we have 132 to 148, somewhere in that range. We'll go 70 pounds at 132, 75 for 148. I'm just going to go up, down. And the novice area, 85 pounds, 95 pounds. No, 85, 95, sorry. Intermediate, 90, 95. Advanced, 115, 125. That's pretty dang good. Bench
This is
press.
123 to 132. I think that's the one. That's the two you're doing there. So we need to do 132 to 148.
Oh, 132. Okay.
Yeah,
so advanced, 125, 135. And then elite, once again, getting paid to do this, 150 to 165.
Then you just hit 150, baby.
I'm being robbed.
How are you being robbed?
I haven't got paid.
You got to put the videos out there, start working on getting paid.
I got proof.
But cool though to see.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about this, right? We talk about like setting realistic expectations and understanding. You're in the matrix. You would not think. Would you agree if I said, "Hey, you're elite bencher"? Would you even agree that that's true? You wouldn't.
I'm feeling a little attacked right now.
Could it be that we are attacking you? I'm waiting for an answer. You would agree 100% that you're not elite,
Yeah.
but you are. How cool is that? Again, you're too far in the matrix,
Yeah,
Steven.
she doesn't even realize.
crazy.
Doesn't even realize.
So we go to press standards. We're going to look at press standards here. And we'll just stick with our categories. We'll go to Emily so she'll know that she's elite once again,
Yeah.
probably in a
Yeah.
category.
So press,
and then complain
meaning
about it.
Shoulder overhead press, not another variation of the bench press. both of our categories here. Untrained, 85 to 90. Novice, 115 to 120. Intermediate, 145, 155. Advanced, 175, 185. Elite, 235, 255.
When we look at these numbers, we actually start to freak out a little bit because I could tell you the best press I've ever done was 235 and I weighed 250. Okay, I was like as thick as possible, trying to lift the lift as much as possible, and nowhere getting anywhere close to these crazy number standards. But I think that's why they, this is what I like about it is, it doesn't mean that it's reachable for everyone. The elite is the elite. We're talking top 1%, top 5% of all the population of the world, based upon the numbers that we have, the numerical evidence. This is the best out there, right? So our job is to get as close to it as possible.
While maintaining other factors as well, such as staying cardiovascularly fit. Can we still power clean? Can we still deadlift? Can we do running? Can we hop on a bike and not die after 10 seconds? Like, so many different variations, just not always focused on strength stuff. Like, we want the whole package.
Yeah, and I think that would be the consideration of why we emphasize strength in our program. Is this just one pillar of what we do, right? We want to be good at, or good as well at everything. So body weight 195 pushing 205 is what?
He's right there, somewhere in there.
Yeah, so you're right in that elite range. I mean, you're not quite. You're over advanced. You're in you're a little bit past advanced.
This is a bunch of bros.
Yeah,
so
bro show.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. I know what standards are important. That's correct. That is definitely a standard that's important.
Yeah, I think my 1 rep all-time press was 185, which is in between advanced and elite, but 185 to 235 for elite it's not. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's probably not going to happen while still being able to run a sub 5-minute mile. Like, those things together are not going to happen. Yeah. And that's okay. I'm still going to try to get better, but I'm also going to stay cardiovascularly fit. That's what I care about personally.
Yes.
And that's what our program cares about. We want both. We want to be able to lift some good weight. You want to be able to have certain strength standards that you can meet, and that will help you in everyday life and help you stay healthy, help you stay stronger, while also being able to walk up and down the stairs without losing your breath every single time.
Yeah, so I think this is also for the important, very much so for the person who's brand new to see, is that, hey, these are normal standards that you don't have to feel like maybe that, oh my gosh, this person lifts so much more than me. But when you consider how much work it takes and time that's invested into your lifting or these things in order to get to somewhere of these goals, you really understand and get an appreciation for what it takes. This is why, if this is a true passion of yours, like this is for very many of ours, is we want to try to be as well-rounded as possible. And that's really what our gym program centers around. Hey, being physically strong, which will make sure that we have a lot of muscles on our body, because sarcopenia, which is muscle loss, starts happening after the age of 30, as well as any signs of osteo-related things happen at that age of 30 as well. So AKA lifting is important.
Yep.
And so it may not be super important for you to have a goal that is a certain weight per se, but it should be an emphasis in your lifestyle for as long as you can to maintain that strength, because keeping as much muscle on your body for as long as possible is going to help you to fight and get over sickness faster, keep your bones healthy, keep you independent longer, right? So for very many of our clients and our client population, they're in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. And so we talk about this all the time. Test week is just in a couple weeks here, so we have a couple lifts
away, right?
Yeah, we have a couple lifts that are going to be a part of that testing. So very fun to kind of see that. So let's go. And we got for the Broettes,
Emily.
Emily,
what was your on-time 1 rep shoulder to overhead?
One shoulder to overhead or strict
press? Strict press.
100.
100.
Wow.
You're in between advanced
and you're
elite.
141, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're right between advanced and elite.
Still being robbed.
Sounds like we know your new direction you need to be heading.
Right.
Alright, I guess I'll do powerlifting.
There you go.
Okay. Okay.
It's time for me.
For the average person, we'll just say intermediate, somewhere in Emily's weight category, somewhere around 65 to 70 pounds for a strict press. Very solid numbers.
I'm telling you, it doesn't seem like a lot, especially if you're around people that do this all the time. But it is a lot, and you have to reconsider that. Like if you've been training for a while, gradually and progressively, this is great to be in this range, to be doing this type of strength stuff on a regular basis. We picked these specific strength standards for a couple of reasons. One, we test these numbers yearly. So, we test the strict press. We test the bench. Yes. We test the strict press. We test the bench press. We test what's coming up next, which is the power clean. A more dynamic movement, I would probably say the most dynamic movement in our 1 rep max testing, that power clean. So these are going to be cool numbers to kind of see and discover as well. Okay. So starting with us here.
All right, 198 to 220 weight category range wise. What's your all-time 1 rep max?
All-time personal best on a power clean is 315.
315. Depending on your current weight versus your old weight when you did that, you're in between that advanced and elite category. Do you remember how much you weighed then? Was that this? 242. 242. So
no, actually,
He's got his thinking cap.
I was 225. So I need to back up. Actually, my only weight my strict press when I was 242 was the highest it's ever been. But my bench press at when we said it was 390 or 425 was at 225.
Okay. Well, for 220 to 242, elite would be 345, 355. So right in between there, in between
on the cusp. Wish I had these numbers back then.
My all-time power clean, I believe, is 245. It's been a while since I've tested it, but 245, not advanced in any category whatsoever, but above intermediate. That's okay.
They're different. They're going to be different based upon strengths, based upon your genetics, based upon what I think the other part about this is like, if you knew, like if we said from the start of your birth, we were going to try to make you as well-rounded as possible. That's not the way we started though, right? The way we started was, hey, I'm going to play football, which required me to bulk up and lift a lot of weights. You're going to play basketball, which required you to be sleek and not carry additional weight and fly.
Be
right?
fast.
Yeah, and run track.
You're gonna be the
right?
bounciest white boy ever.
So you spend, let's say 15 to 20 years of your life investing in that
just
part of your
basketball.
fitness, right? And then all of a sudden, mid-20s, mid to late 20s, you start investing in the other part of it. You're having to play catch-up, so to speak. So in terms of the maximal strength, right?
Yep.
And then even as you're carrying this over now, this is why it's so cool to see, like, if you were a gymnast as a kid or you emphasize a lot of your whatever activity that was, you typically have a great carryover still even as an adult because of that investment of time that you spent as a kid in that particular sport. This is nothing different from that. So this is why I would say that these can be a little misleading.
Yeah.
I spent way more time investing in power cleans and bench press and back squat, etc., than he has.
And this is one of the great reasons why it's, one, to have a training partner, or two, to do some kind of group exercise, because you get that same thing. You get people who are going to have their strengths in different areas. So Kadimah, way stronger in all strength areas than me. My strength is in cardiovascular and the running. So whenever we're doing strength cycles, he kicks my butt, but it drives me to try to catch up to him. And just like whenever we were doing marathon training or something like that, I was kicking his butt, but it pushed him further to try to get faster and faster.
Absolutely.
So this is the importance of having that training partner or going to those group classes, because then you're gonna try to catch those friends, right? Not that you're always competing against each other, but it's something to help keep pushing you forward. You keep progressing through those weaknesses, so they get stronger and stronger and stronger.
Absolutely.
At least that's the way our mind works. Once again, we're in the matrix.
That's
so
right.
That could be something
That's right.
completely different. But that's what we've seen so far in a lot of our group classes, is that even though you may not super care how much you deadlift, if your friend Sally right next to you deadlifts just a little bit more, you're probably going to try to lift just a little bit more than her.
I just
Right.
showed up.
All right, Emily, 1 rep power clean.
I literally didn't know.
I think it's going to be somewhere around the 155 range.
I hit
Yeah,
155 for 3, so I don't know.
You hit 155 for
So let's
3?
go with 165 to 170.
Okay.
Most
You're
likely.
elite.
Yeah.
That's
You're
weird.
elite. You're in the matrix. Once
Dang.
again, You're in the
Alright,
matrix.
alright, God, I hear
we're
you.
we're in the presence
I hear
of
you.
an elite athlete over here.
I hear
That's
you.
all.
We
that
are in the
matters.
presence of
Yeah.
elite.
I hear
Yeah.
you, God.
We're in
20-year-old elite.
over here.
Dang.
Yeah.
We need to start calling her Miss Elite.
I guess. Yeah. You're gonna have to find a new nickname because
She got one.
yeah, we can't call you intern anymore.
We can't call her Emily. We got to call her Elite.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Mr. Worldwide. Mr. Worldwide.
Dang.
All right. Another category. Not gonna be good for me. Gonna be really good for Kadimah.
My hips.
Yeah, my hips hurt just thinking about 1 rep. Just thinking about 1 rep maxing on a squat. So, where are you at? 1 rep squat.
Probably, I think today, because I'm supposed to actually test this today, I think it's going to be close to 400.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll be
Do you remember your all time?
My personal best for reps was 585 for 7.
For reps?
Yeah.
What? 319 body weights.
I was
You would
225
be
then.
elite.
Yeah, I was
So if you were
I was 225.
225,
Yeah.
530 was over elite. So once again, that's what you were training for. You were training for the NFL Combine. You were training to go pro. Like that's what you should be
Yep.
doing. It's awesome. Like and it's carried over to any time you start a strength cycle, you excel really quickly. For me, I don't even remember my all time. If I had to guess, I'm probably 345, which is nowhere close. I'd be somewhere in between intermediate and advanced once again. It's not a strength of mine. Like I'm tall, I got these long legs.
Nor was
And
it
these hips hurt all the time.
nor was it important for the sport.
Yeah. If I could jump high and run fast, that's all that matters. Now, yeah, it sucks that I'm like intermediate and advanced, but at the same time, I also got to remember, well, if we do any kind of cardiovascular thing, hey, I'm doing pretty good. So this is just standards based upon how strong are you, how strong you should be compared to untrained all the way up to elite. It's just some good numbers to work off of.
Yeah, I think we've all seen some really true outliers. Like we've seen 1,000-pound benches and crazy things
just insane.
that almost discourage you to think that in order for you to even be good or considered good, is that you have to lift in this range. And this is why I like seeing these charts, because it's factual evidence based upon the history and time of the world. Like literally, hey, from 1950, since we've been showing up and doing these numbers, the one thing it doesn't tell you on this, it doesn't tell you if these people are enhanced or not enhanced. This is a very crucial thing,
That's fine.
that we're not necessarily talking about, but enhanced or not enhanced is and when I say enhanced, meaning they're taking exogenous drugs in order to help them with these numbers. Because when you talk about powerlifting, there is natural powerlifting and there's enhanced powerlifting. I would glean on the side based upon the numbers that this is non-enhanced powerlifting, because typically enhanced powerlifting is a lot heavier and higher numbers than this. But still, these are remarkable numbers and remarkable findings since the 1950s of the trends and things that have been happening since that time.
1 rep max, Emily. Squat.
240.
240. Elite. Once again, just proving that you should be a weightlifter of some kind. I mean,
Maybe she's already, isn't she already a weightlifter?
yeah, I don't
So-
say you should go in a career for it. All right, final movement here. Final movement. The deadlift. 1 rep. Where you at?
600 is the most I've ever done.
600 would be really impressive if you weighed 275. So at 225, you're over by 15 pounds or so.
Yeah, it's still crazy.
On the elite category. Pretty good. I think I'm at 445 on my deadlift, which is almost advanced. I'll take it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Emily,
285.
285. Where are we at here?
Dang, she's 10 pounds away from
10
elite.
pounds away.
Hey, that was a year ago.
Okay.
Hey, I'm just saying what the number. I'm just saying what the chart says. Don't be.
Yeah.
Don't
Take it
don't-
easy
Hey,
over
take it
there.
easy on
Take
the.
it easy,
Take it easy on the guys
okay?
reading the chart.
Just
Okay.
because you're elite on everything else doesn't mean.
Sis, she got upset.
Yeah.
Like Miss Elite.
Yeah, taking it personal over there.
But I thoroughly encourage you guys to like, this is really cool information in terms of, hey, what would be good strength standards for me to kind of hold? If you were just someone trying to maintain good 305, for Casey, you're right around that 150, 155 area. She's over it.
If you weighed as much as 165, you could be at 320. If you weighed under, closer to 148, you're at 295.
And we could probably figure out if that's elite based upon this chart if we drew out the numbers.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's
pretty
actually
dang
pretty
close.
dang elite.
Yeah, yeah.
Love it. Love.
We're only surrounded by elites. They only force us to level up.
Yeah, I need to know like the weight categories for the 5K times and that kind of stuff.
We do. We have some on there. We do have some.
We'll talk about that someday.
Yeah, we'll do that next
Let me
time.
make sure I'm not behind the camera for that one.
So she's 155 right now, which is gonna put her right in that mix. I mean,
Yeah,
that
that's
is
like
elite.
right there on the
Yeah.
cusp.
I would call that elite for sure.
Yeah.
Based upon, because it's literally 7 pounds difference from the other one,
Yep.
and what is that? 10 pounds heavier. Yeah,
Yeah.
10 pounds, 7 pounds more weight.
Let's
but-
just say you just need to get 310 next time to be really safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to.
Hey, if you could just pop that out real
yeah,
quick.
Yeah. Just
It's only 5. I'm
310.
only asking for 5 more
Yeah,
pounds.
310. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our program encompasses strength training, cardiovascular fitness,
Mobility.
yep, mobility, as well as you want to think about what we would call structured interval training. All of these things enhance the other factors that we're looking at for the long term. Okay, and during this process, getting tested every trimester allows us to see, one, for everyone, what workouts are working, how consistently are people attending classes. We like to see people in here, man, 3 days a week. I think is a sweet spot for a lot of people. If you can get in 4, you're stepping into territory where you're going to be really, really pushing the envelope on your maximum potential. 2 days a week will do a great, specifically for somebody brand new. 2 days a week is fantastic. However, after you get through that 2 days a week, maybe after your first 90 days,
Yeah.
I think you'll see that you'll be ready for more stimulus as well, where you can handle another day per week and not be stressing out your body too much. And we're talking about an hour of investment. So that's 5% of your day that you can increase and enhance these numbers over time. So
You don't have to worry about it. You just
Absolutely.
gotta come in.
absolutely.
We take care of everything else.
Yep. And the cool thing about test week is it goes in right with your class schedule, goes right in with your regular times. You get tested. Only on that week will we say, hey, you need to be here more than those 2 to 3 days, because we use every single day during that week to test you. But once you're done, you're done. You get to see how much you've improved, and have some baseline numbers for the next quarter, and keep continuing to go from there. In the coming weeks, we are going to review cardiovascular fitness, your mile time, your 5K time, and different tests kind of outside of that. So it'll be kind of exciting to go over that information for you.
I'll get it done.
If you have, if this stimulated you in any way, I ask that you share this information with someone about the strength standards if possible. Share it. It'll also be uploaded on YouTube as well. And then you can like and subscribe and wait for new videos to come, and hit that notification bell on there, and you'll get a nice little message saying exactly when the new video has dropped. So I am one of your hosts. I'm Kadimah.
I'm Jacob.
This is Freestyle Friday, and we'll see you next week. Broette.
Yeah.
Elito.
Need to start going into some
Elita.
powerlifting.
Or your name is Elita.
I
Elita.
think I was reading comments. I'm like, I'm not seeing it.
No, Elita. Elita.
That sounds like a drug.
That's you, Elita.